morning, birds. Good morning, bees, and all my animal fam. I'm as happy as a lark who's just as happy as a clam. Good morning, frogs, with all my heart is happily hopping through the woodland where the weasel pops his weaselly pop. I love the wise old owl, I love the humble crawfish, I love the porcupine, for I am not standoffish. Can't you feel it in your bones? A magic world is born. But you all good morning all upon this magical morning. Morning,
Good morning, friend.
Good morning, friend.
We're glad you're happy as we are. I'm as busy as a beaver.
I'm as busy as a bee. Hi there, Duck.
I'm a blonde who loves a pond. That's where my favorite snack is. When I top its bottoms up, quack, 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 quack. La da 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 da.
I can feel it in my bones. A magic day is a-borning. Good morning, man.
Good morning, Duck.
Upon this magical morn.
We love to work for Woodland Home in winter sunny on Walla. Once I hit the note of C, which ain't so bad for a frog. A chunk of rock, a chunk of rock, and you'll be sitting beside me with a junk and a chunk and a chunk and a junk. By whom I goggle-eyed ride.
I am the average squirrel, I'm thrifty, but I'm virile. I'm proud to be a squirrel, so don't call me a squirrel.
Can't you feel it in your bones? A magic world is born. Bless you all, good morning all. Upon this magical morn. That was very nice. Let's try the ending and be all together. 1, 2. Bless you all, good morning. Upon this magical morn.
And the Wolf. Also starring Bill Baird's Marionettes with Paul Weston's orchestra.
Hey, what's going on over there? What's going on?
We're practicing to bother the wolf. Yeah, we figure if we bother him enough, he'll go away for good.
Wolves hate noisy crows, you know.
I know, who doesn't? But you're never going to get rid of the wolf that way.
It's the only way we know.
Quiet. Shh. Organization is the key to success. I mean, if you want to get rid of the wolf, you got to plan it out. It takes brains, courage, leadership.
Yeah, little knaves won't hurt either.
Humphrey, you're going to get a headache. Oh, you're going to get a headache. I can feel it. What happened? What happened?
Well, I guess I sort of ran into that tree there, huh?
Look, I've told you 1,000 times, don't run. When you run, you always hit something.
Well, I can't help it. I get to feeling good. And when I'm feeling good, I just gotta run.
Yeah, I know it, but you're nearsighted.
Oh, well, just a little nearsighted. Oh, there you are, over there.
Yes. See, will you just take my advice and slow down? You'll last a lot longer.
Yeah.
You haven't got much mileage left in that poor old skull of yours.
Huh.
Does it hurt much?
Oh, well, nothing could hurt me much today.
No? Why not?
I'm in love.
You're in love?
Yeah.
Well, fancy that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me, who's the lucky lady?
Well, I think she's a water spaniel.
You think?
Yeah.
Aren't you sure?
Well, no. She likes to flounder around in that pond over yonder there, so I figure she must be a water spaniel.
Oh, I see. Does she feel the same way about you?
Oh, well, no, she doesn't know my feelings yet. I'm sort of worshiping her from afar.
Oh, I see. Well, that's very romantic. Very romantic.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Nut.
I beg your pardon?
Would you like a nut?
Oh, no. No, thank you.
I got some swell hickories.
No, thank you, no.
How about some walnuts?
No.
Something imported from Brazil, maybe?
No, I don't care for anything imported from Brazil. And look, stop your angling, because I know what you're after, this hat, and you're not going to get it.
It'd sure make a swell nest.
Well, you've just got to build your own nest.
No, I can't build one like that. No, sir. That's a beauty.
Hey, cut it out. Stop it.
It's her. It's her. She's coming. It's her.
Who's coming?
Lady, he's in love with a water spoon.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Don't be so anxious. You got to play hard to get.
Hey, look.
Oh. Did you hear her? Oh, doesn't she have a beautiful bark? Oh, her bark is so refined, so genteel, so
very different.
Her beautiful distance hand when I whine in my dreams. I'm dreaming sweetly of her. Cold is her heart, cold as my nose. One wag of her tail, I'd sacrifice every bone and call her please my own. From barking at one so aloof, I've got a warp in my wound. Pardon the warp in my wound.
You better tell him.
Huh?
You better tell him.
I haven't got the heart. He's so happy.
Oh, tell him. One of these days, he might try to kiss her.
Hey, maybe you're right. Humphrey.
Yeah.
About your lady friend.
Yeah?
Go on.
All right, I am. There's something about your lady friend I'd like to tell you.
Oh, you don't like her. You don't think she's beautiful.
Well, the fact of the matter is...
Well, I don't care what anybody thinks. I love her.
Yes, but you see...
Go on.
All right. Humphrey, the lady in question...
I love her. I love her. Do you hear?
Then that's all that matters. If you love her, I don't see that anything else matters.
Oh, then you do like her? You do think she's the most beautiful dog you've ever seen?
Let's see you try to handle that one.
Well, do you?
Well, Humphrey, let me put it this way. Never in my whole life have I ever seen a water spaniel like that.
Oh, really?
Good idea. Let's do that.
Agreed, right?
Yeah, that's the thing to do.
Hey, you, Rabbit. You got the gift of gab. Go tell him, huh?
Okay. Oh, dear. Beg your pardon.
What are you doing? That'll never wake him up.
Of course not. The thing to do is to stomp on him.
Hey, what are you doing? I'm trying to sleep.
We've decided we've got to do something to get rid of the wolf.
Well, that's a good idea. Who needs a wolf, anyway?
Yes, we decided that before we do anything, we've got to have a plan.
Well, you decided right. That's excellent thinking, because you cannot do anything without a plan.
We elected a leader to carry out the plan, somebody who's not afraid of the wolf.
Well, naturally. I mean, you can't do anything without a courageous leader. Who'd you elect?
Unanimously.
Well, now, that's using the old noodle. Because with a leader like me, well, you just can't go wrong. Wait a minute, what?
Hey! If anything happens to you, can I have the hat?
Hey, now, let's stir up a little excitement. I wonder where that wolf is.
Ah, he's around here someplace. He's got his eye on that little boy Peter, the one who lives in the farmhouse. Hey, you! Hey, big shot! Show yourself, you mangy cur!
Beat it, you crumbs! Oh!
Woof, woof. Yeah, get him. Get the big shot.
Go away, you'll bother me.
Okay, if that's the way he feels about it, we just won't tell him.
I'm not interested.
He looks like the type that likes surprises anyway.
He's not dealing with rabbits this time. We'll let men get through with him. His hide's gonna look pretty good nailed up on a barn door, eh?
What? Who's going to nail me up on the barn door?
Oh, it's the big shot.
Shh, don't tell him. He's not interested.
They'll never muzzle me, they can't catch me. I live in the wilderness wood. I'm a lone wolf, a jolly privateer. I'm a kind of a Robin Hood. I honestly prefer to rob the rich, a harmless pursuit to be sure. But in case the rich are running out of gold, I reluctantly rob the poor. I'm bold as a hurricane and sly as a hint, and I flash like the spark from the flint. No animal alive can match my fame. Historians meekly agree. I'm a lone wolf, I'm high above the law, and they can't catch me.
Listen to him. It won't be long before he'll be singing out of the other side of his mouth.
I can outsmart any man alive. I'll take care of him right now. When I get through with him, I'll have him eating out of my paw.
Well, that ought to stir up a little trouble, eh?
Those city sparrows say us country boys don't have no fun.
I'm a lone wolf, I'm high above the law, and they can't catch me. Me, the leader. How did I ever let myself get into this mess?
Well, what's the matter? Are you afraid of the wolf?
Me afraid of the wolf? That just goes to show you how well you know me. If you knew me, you wouldn't even ask that question. You'd know the answer.
Well, what is the answer?
I'm afraid of the wolf. What's that?
It sounds like somebody crying.
Yeah, I know. Wonder what's the matter, poor little fella. What's the matter, Wolf? Have you got a thorn in your paw or something?
Why does everybody hate me? Why?
Well,
Don't try to deny it. You hate me, all of you. Why? Because I have unattractive teeth?
No, I don't think so. It's just because you're dangerous.
I? Dangerous? Me? Why do you say such a nasty thing?
Well, you do chase all the other animals, don't you?
I don't chase them. They run away from me. They hate me. I want to be friends, but if I go near them, they run. They won't have anything to do with me.
Well, I can't say that I blame them because everybody knows that wolves are no good.
Ah, wolves. Wolves, you say. Am I wolves?
Well, no, you're not wolves.
I'm a wolf. Have you ever known a wolf?
No, I can't say that I have, personally.
And yet you say I'm no good. You're just like all the rest. Go away. Go away.
I think I will. I'll see you later.
If only you knew the suffering, the heartache you've caused me.
All right, now, look, it can't be as bad as that. Now, stop it, will you?
If your heart were broken, wouldn't you cry?
Yes, suppose I would.
Then why do you tell me not to cry?
Oh, look, now, stop it, will you?
A little to the left, please.
Oh, yes. Listen, everybody. Mouse, Beaver, Rabbit, come on out here, will you? Look, I think we're being a little unfair. I mean, we don't, everybody seems to be afraid of the wolf. There's no reason to be afraid of the wolf. I mean, it's not right to judge a book by its cover, is it?
Oh, that's so wrong.
I mean, maybe if we got to know him a little better, we'd like him.
That's so wrong.
I mean, right, don't you?
Oh, yes, I beg your pardon.
That's all right. I mean, we have to be fair about this.
Yes, but he's a wolf, and everybody knows a wolf is dangerous.
Mouse, does he look dangerous?
I don't care what he looks like. A wolf is dangerous. And anybody who says different has got a hole in his head.
Mouse, will you look at that? Come on down here, will you? I want to talk. You gotta stop listening to everybody and make up your own mind. You hear that?
Don't be afraid not to join the parade, 'cause they say there's a hole in your head. It may be uncouth, but for letting in the truth, oh, be glad there's a hole in your head. Take a look at the world in a clear-eyed way. Don't surrender your wits to the big cliche. Don't grow a dull and impenetrable skull. Leave a chink for the daylight instead. Wise men, in fact, all are just a little cracked. So be glad there's a hole in your head.
But I knew an elephant who had a terrible memory. There were times when he couldn't even remember he was an elephant.
Now that you mention it, I once knew a rabbit who was so lazy he wouldn't eat carrots because they had to be chewed.
Oh, I knew a dog once.
What about him?
Well, he hated people. He was man's worst friend.
Oh, a second-hand snoop always snoops behind, and a second-hand thought leaves a snoop behind. Don't grow a dumb and impenetrable skull. Leave a chink for the daylight instead. Wise men, in fact, all are just a little cracked. So be glad there's a hole in your head. See what I mean?
Well, that's all very well. But there's some things that can't be explained away. Red Riding Hood, for instance.
How about that, Wolf? How about a little Red Riding Hood?
I'm glad you asked that question, friend. The fact is that Little Red Riding Hood was a sick kid. Sick, I tell you. There's been a lot of talk about that basket she carried, the basket full of goodies. Goodies, my eye. You know what she had in that basket? A gun. Yes, a gun. I ran ahead to warn the grandmother. She begged me to protect her. So then I got into her clothes and jumped into bed. If it hadn't been for those woodcutters, she'd have got me.
Oh.
All right, easy, boy, easy.
Well, what about the boy who cried wolf?
Yeah, what about him?
When the simple facts are known, truth will ever prevail.
And we want nothing but the truth.
Get the picture. Here's an incompetent kid crying, wolf, wolf, wolf. What happens while he's out fooling people? The sheep go astray. So I did what had to be done. I herded them. What would have happened if I hadn't? The fox would have got them.
So that's the way it was, eh?
Say, what about the three little pigs, huh? What about that?
I'm glad you asked that question, friend.
All right, we want the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
I've been smeared lots of times, but that was the biggest smear of all.
Oh, you huffed and you puffed and you blew their house in.
A lie from beginning to end. I'll tell you what really happened. Those pigs hated me. I was on my way to an SPCA meeting, and as soon as they saw me, they started throwing things. Sticks, stones, rocks, anything. And then, when they ran out of things to throw, they tore their houses apart and threw the pieces at me. Then, they really let me have it. I can still feel their angry little pig's feet, but I'm not one to hold a grudge. You little frog, have I hurt you? Am I your enemy? I'm not your enemy, am I?
No, the turtle's my enemy.
Why don't you ask me?
Step aside, son. I'll get to you in a minute. You, dear little mouse, have I hurt you? I'm not your enemy, am I?
No. My enemy is the owl.
Oh, go on, ask me.
Please, wait your turn.
Oh.
You, bouncy little squirrel, I'm not your enemy, am I?
Why doesn't he ask me?
No, you're not my enemy. The hawk is my enemy. Down with the hawk!
Down with the owl! Down with the owl! He's so
My friend, I won't embarrass you with my presence while you're deciding my fate. I'll be back later. I'll just step out for a bite.
boys should not go alone in the woods. Little boys should know there are wolves all over the place. boys, but also Peter's a lucky boy. Could have been the other way around. The wolf could have caught Peter.
Quiet down, everybody, please. See what happens when you get to arguing amongst yourselves? Who knows what the wolf is up to now? When I get another headache, I can feel the pains.
I tell you, I saw the whole thing. I saw him. He chased her, and he chased her, and he chased her. And
Humphrey, calm down. Who chased who?
Him, the wolf. He chased her, and he chased her, and he ate her.
Her?
Her, my sweetheart. And I'll never see her again. Her, beautiful, distant her, when I whine in my dreams, I'm dreaming sweetly of her.
Oh, there you see, that wolf is no good. I told you, he never was, he never will be.
Let's stick together now.
Yes.
The wolf is everybody's enemy. He's done a terrible thing.
Down with the wolf! Down with the wolf! Down with the wolf!
Wait a minute. Listen.
Look.
That little kid, Peter. Peter has caught the wolf.
He caught the wolf! He caught the wolf! Hey, caught the wolf!
Look at that!
Hey, how about that, huh?
All right, Humphrey. Vengeance is yours.
But I don't want vengeance. I want her.
Well, I'm sorry she's gone, but he'll pay for every mouthful that wolf will. Because I'm going over and talk to him myself right now.
Am I glad to see you? A reasonable man. Get me out of this. I didn't do it. I'm innocent.
You are lying, Wolf, and this time you're going to get exactly what's coming to you.
Justice! Justice! All I ask is justice. What is this, a kangaroo court? I'm alone, friendless. Is there nobody to speak for me?
I'll defend you, Wolf.
Weasel, my friend. My friend.
Yeah, any objections?
No objections at all. You can defend him if you want to. It won't do you any good because he's guilty and we all know it.
May I confer with my clients?
Certainly, go right ahead.
All right, now, what's the story?
They say I ate a duck.
A duck?
Yeah, but I'm innocent. I swear it.
You're true now. I wouldn't want to defend you if you're guilty.
I tell you, I had nothing to do with it. I'm being framed!
Well, now, about the payment. I've got to eat, you know. If I defend you, what's in it for me?
I'll take care of you. Don't worry. You'll have to wait, that's all.
Wait? Until when?
Until I catch another duck.
All right. This court is now in session.
I protest. I move that the case against my client be dismissed. He's being tried on the flimsiest of circumstantial evidence.
How did I ever get into this? All I ever wanted to be was a social worker or a babysitter.
Oh, boy, that's good. We've got you dead to rights this time, Wolf, because we've got a witness.
Only one?
That's all we need. And he's an eyewitness. He saw everything. Tell him, boy.
Oh, well, where is he?
Maybe we haven't got an eyewitness.
You saw everything that happened?
I did. I saw everything that the wolf did.
Now then, I want you to think carefully before you answer this question. Did you or did you not see my client, the good wolf, eat a duck?
A duck?
A duck.
Well, no, I never saw him eat no duck.
Oh, wait a minute. You got the thing all wrong. The duck was really a water spaniel. I mean, the water spaniel was really a duck.
Your witness says he never saw the wolf eat a duck. I don't believe there ever was a duck.
There wasn't a duck. And if there was, would I eat it?
Yes, you would.
Yes, you sure would.
Certainly would.
Humphrey.
Yeah?
I think the time has come for me to tell you that you're in love with a duck.
I am?
You are.
You're kidding.
A duck.
Well, that's impossible. She's a spaniel. I saw her.
That's just the trouble. You saw her.
A duck.
A duck.
Huh. Well, I don't know whether to be embarrassed or heartbroken.
Oh, why don't you try a little of each?
Well, I just can't believe it.
Stick around. Listen.
What? I don't hear anything. You hear anything, Weasel?
No, not a thing.
Wolf, you ate that duck.
No, it's a lie.
Oh, yes, you did. You ate that duck. You swallowed it, feathers and all.
How can you say that to a vegetarian?
Because I can hear it quacking inside of you.
You're mistaken. It's only the beat of my poor, frightened heart.
Open up, Wolf. Open up your mouth.
No!
Come on.
No!
Open up.
How did that get inside of you? How do I know? She must have walked in there while I was yawning.
Oh, that's a likely story.
You're always ready to believe the worst of me.
And the worst is none too bad.
Aesop launched the slander, I should have eaten Aesop. Now his propaganda persecutes me yet. Underneath the weight of rumor and spiteful gossip, I must share the fate of Marie Antoinette. Saints get burned, heroes hung. I'm too young to die, but oh, alas, the good die young. Caesar slain, Lincoln shot, Nathan Hale and Sidney Carton share my luckless lot. I loved children chubby when they were thrown from droshkies. Be they clean or grubby, I was standing by. This cold world I'm quitting, somewhere I'll be rewarded. I'll be babysitting in the bright blue sky. Saints get burned, heroes hung. I'm too young to die, but oh, alas, the good die young. Mercy, mercy.
Mercy? Boy, you've got some nerve, Wolf. You haven't got one redeeming quality, and yet you ask for mercy.
Oh, I don't know. I've been pretty nice to you.
You were nice to me?
You had your hand in my mouth a minute ago, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
I didn't bite it, did I?
I give up. What are we going to do to make a decent animal out of this wolf?
Oh, let's pull out his teeth.
May I make a suggestion?
You better make this good.
Let's rehabilitate him.
Rehabilitate the wolf?
Why, of course, consider his plight. He's an outcast alone with time on his hands. He gets into mischief. But the fault is yours, and yours, and yours. If you'll make him one of you, he may be useful.
The weasel may have something. There are many ways the wolf can be useful. I mean, after all, they sent a dog up in a Sputnik, didn't they? Out into infinity where no other wolf has been before?
No! I'd rather you pulled my teeth.
Hey, I know how we can get rid of him for good.
How?
Make him an entertainer.
Entertainer?
Yeah, you know. There are dancing bears and performing dogs like Rin Tin Tin and Lassie.
Wait a minute, you may have something there. Maybe he could do a magic act.
Magic? What's that?
Oh, well, you know, it's sleight of hand, like making a rabbit disappear.
Oh, I can do that.
Wolf, I think the entertainment field will be just the thing for you.
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous when there's a crowd around.
Oh, you'll get over that. And once you get doing it for a while, you'll love it. Here, let us show you what I need. Just watch.
I protest. I think my client should have a voice in what is done with him. After all, he has his rights.
Hear, hear.
All right, let's hear what you have to say, Wolf. What would you like to do?
Nothing. Nothing? You heard me. I said nothing. I want it clearly understood. For me, the best is none too good. Give me the den of which I've dreamt, rent-free and also taxed, with my name on a card beside the door, surrounded by genial beasts galore. I want my meals served on a tray by flunkies several times a day. And folks will flock by land and sea to stand around and stare at me. For gifts of fortune, fame, and food, I thank my stars for turpitude.
What's turpitude?
Well, turpitude is something you've done that you should be ashamed of, but you ain't.
Oh?
All of you sneer at, all of you jeer at turpitude. I have been true to sticking like glue to turpitude. I'm in a scrumptious, grand and galumtious, grateful mood. And all I am I owe to turpitude.
Your name on the door? Admirers galore?
Turpitude.
Meals on the tray? 6 times a day?
Turpitude.
Oh, that's a pretty large order, Wolf, but I think that maybe we can fill it for you.
And all
all I am I owe to turpitude.
You mean you're going to give him everything he's asking for?
I think this is one time where turpitude is a reason for us to celebrate.
Well, all right.
All of us dear at turpitude. We've been true to sticking like glue to turpitude. We're in a scrumptious, grand and voluptuous, grateful mood. And all we have we owe to turpitude. We're in a scrumptious, grand and voluptuous, grateful mood. And all we have we owe to turpitude.
Hello, Wolf. Just dropped by to say hello. Got to get back to the woods. I can't stay very long. Well, it seems like you got everything you asked for. Meals on a tray, 6 times a day, lots of admirers. I see you have your name on the door. Well, I guess everybody ought to be very happy then. Well, I got to go now, so I'll say so long, Canis lupus. Canis lupus? What?
Can't you feel it in your bones? A magic world is a morning. Bless you all, good morning, love. On this magical, fun, this magical, fun, this magical
Ladies and gentlemen, your Lincoln Mercury dealers present the nationally syndicated columnist of the New York Daily News, Ed Sullivan, and his toast of the town, voted America's #1 TV variety show.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. On this stage last night, I subbed for Jackie Gleason on his show, and I played the part of Reggie Van Gleason. With a big high hat on and a mustache, a big opera cape, pair of white gloves. I really enjoyed it. But tonight, I'm in my own grave, unsmiling character. We're very excited tonight, all of us, because we're going to give you the story of Walt Disney as told by Walt Disney. And the first time I ever met Walt Disney was out on the coast. When I first went out there, the news sent me out. There's a sign out there to do the column. Hollywood column was out there 37, 38, and 39. When I got there, in 37, Disney was just finishing Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs. And I went over to his studio, which was then a fairly small one, to meet him. I was never so impressed because he was unlike anybody I'd ever met in show business. He was modest, he was reserved, he was tremendously courteous. He and his family lived a very normal home life. He never went out to nightclubs. So it was an extraordinary experience. And then the night they previewed Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs, I'll never forget, because Walt Disney was sitting in the rear row of this theater, and as I went up the aisle, he and I had become good friends. He said, Ed, he said, do you really think it's a good picture? And I was so struck because here was the greatest thing that ever come to the screen. So I always thought, when I got into television, what a wonderful thing it would be if I ever could get the opportunity to do the story of Walt Disney. Now, naturally, the only one competent to tell the story of Walt Disney was or is Walt Disney. Because any newspaper man in the country could tell you without much figuring that Disney was born in Chicago, December 5th, 1901. His dad was Irish-Canadian, that his very charming mother was of American and German stock, that he had 3 brothers, a sister, a very lovely wife, and 2 charming young daughters. But what I wanted to get Walt Disney to let his hair down and tell you his own story. As I commonly remark, he's very modest and shy, but he finally agreed. But then another hurdle came up. He was tied up on the coast, handling his 25th birthday anniversary of Mickey Mouse, plus the national release of his newest and greatest triumph, Peter Pan. Luckily, my good friends on TWA solved the problem. I went out on a big super constellation, planed out to the coast, climbed into a 1953 Lincoln convertible, naturally, and out I drove to the Disney Studios. Now here I am coming up to the Disney Studios, and that eye-catching Lincoln I'm driving is really something. Carefully designed also as a perfect car for a woman. Automobile manufacturers always have catered to the ladies, as charming Julia Mead can tell you.
Well, I'd say the first important thing they did for us was to move the steering wheel from the right to the left-hand side of the car. You see, when a lady passenger got in on the left, she had to step in the mud. All aboard? You know, this was considered luxurious traveling by everyone, except the passengers. Well, things have improved a great deal since then. But in the fine car field, well, up to now, luxury cars weren't the easiest things to handle, especially for women. But now that same manufacturer who moved the steering wheel from the right to the left offers the one fine car designed for modern living. And I might add, designed for modern women. And here it is, the new 1953 Lincoln, with wonderful new optional features like the four-way power seat, power steering, and power brakes. You can tell this car is built for modern living and convenience as soon as you sit down in Lincoln's exclusive four-way power seat. It's so simple to operate, you simply push a button and you move forward. Push another button and you move up to where you can easily see the road. And for big men, this same button moves the seat down. And once you're on the road, you can really appreciate Lincoln's power steering, which does the work for you. It's combined with something called front-end ball-joint suspension, and Lincoln is the only production car that has it. All I know is that handling, turning, and parking are unbelievably easy. While we're parked, how would you like to see a really modern interior? You'd only expect to find such fine materials and beautiful colors in the best appointed modern homes. As for performance, well, never underestimate the power of a Lincoln. Its new 205 horsepower engine gives you a marvelous feeling of safety in any situation. In fact, you have to try it to appreciate it. Another thing I know, because of the unprecedented demand for this fine car, the sooner you place your order for a Lincoln Cosmopolitan or Capri, the sooner you'll be driving it. So why not see your Lincoln dealer this week and drive the one fine car designed for modern living, the new 1953 Lincoln.
In matter of overall performance, I don't want you to forget that this new 1953 Lincoln that Julia's just been telling about is the same one that captured first, second, third, and fourth place in the recent Mexican Pan American road race, which everybody now recognizes as the toughest automotive competition in the whole world. Driving up in my Lincoln up to the Disney studio gates, and Walt Disney had directed me then to drive through the studio gates and turn left at the junction of Mickey Street and Dopey Drive. Honestly, that's the name of the streets out there. And he said that if I then would make a left turn to bring me to his office. Well, so off Sullivan drove again. Nobody was in the office, so I looked around. Looked around his souvenirs, Academy Award collection, of which he has a great many. Very interesting. Donald Duck, is that you? Hiya, Donald. What's eating you? Oh, I think I know. Just because Mickey Mouse is having his 25th anniversary out here on the lot, you're steaming, huh? And the rumor I heard about you is true.
What rumor?
What rumor? Well, I understand that you're pretty sore at this new boy, Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan. Just because Walt Disney took Peter Pan made him the greatest thing in Disney history, your feathers are all ruffled. And I'm very surprised at you, Donald. You can't stand anybody else in the limelight, is that it? You know, for a very little duck, you've got an awful lot of ham in you. You slave around here like a dog. Don't give me that routine. You're just plain jealous of Peter Pan. Now, you take my advice and relax. Just relax.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Sullivan.
Hello.
Did you have a good trip?
Wonderful trip. In fact, I was just telling my little web-footed
Excuse
friend...
me. Mr. Sullivan is here.
Bring him over.
Yes, Mr. Disney.
Mr. Disney?
Yes, it's his idea of an intercom system.
Guess you can expect anything around here.
I'm glad you understand that. This way, Mr. Sullivan.
Watch your step, bad boy. This one. Oh, very nice. No, like it. Open to it. It'll be easy.
Hi, Ed.
Hi,
You need the lights?
No, Lord, I'd like to see the picture.
Collar, and then I'll...
Cinderella, huh?
Yes, we're thinking of dubbing it in Japanese, and I was looking at the sequence to try to visualize how the mice would sound in Japanese.
I remember this scene. This is where she finds out she can't go to the ball because she hasn't got a party dress.
Right, the little mice help her make the dress.
Poor Cinderella. Every time she'd find a minute, that's the time when they begin it. Cinderella, Cinderella. Cinderella, Cinderella, night and day, it's Cinderella. Make that